Hey gang, what's up? It is Thursday night, and I am taping just in my living room, if you want to call it that, in my apartment, just to change up the view, I guess, a bit. There's my boy Okonomi, and I am watching my TV right in front of me, and I pulled up on my DVR today's Sumo. So this is, of course, and I've got on my phone here the winners and losers from day 12. This is May the 23rd. And right now, standing up on the dohyo, I haven't watched these matches and I saved it on my phone, so I don't know the winners and losers of these last three matches. So I'm going to kind of watch them live. And the advantage here is that I can turn on Murray.
And it is.
Sorry, I got an itch.
Third time they've met.
Okay, so he's talking about the match that's happening. It's Abi, the Sekewake, taking on the leader, believe it or not, here on day 12, is Maiga Shiriten Shonana Umi. Now, he is got 2 losses, and he is at 9-2, and if he wins today, if he beats Abi, he's faced him twice before and lost both times. But if he gets a first-time win against the Sekewake today, he'll remain all alone at the top of the leaderboard for going into tomorrow, day 12. And we're getting down to it now, with Friday, Saturday, Sunday coming up, where, guys are, got 7 losses and they're worried about getting Makekoshi, and they're starting to make predictions at the beginning of the broadcast, because I'm watching NHK for a change. Who they know who they're going to fight tomorrow on day 12. It's today's day 12. On day 13, and then it's like, okay, well, who might they fight on day 14 and 15? So Shonana Umi is scheduled to probably fight one or both of the Ozeki, and he could also fight Daisho, for example. There's some top-ranked guys he could fight to make sure that he earns his Yusho if we're going to have him win the Yusho. We started the day with 6 guys, one off the pace, with 3 losses. So, as I go down, as the matches progress and there's a little bit of time in between, I will give you the winners and losers from today, and I'll talk about some of those guys that won, and some of those guys, of course, that fell off the leaderboard. And of course, the final match of the day features one of those 3 lost men, and that's Kotozakura, the Ozeki. He's taking on Sekewake Wakamoto Haru, who is back from injury, and but already has 8 losses, basically, if you count his absences and his losses. So just fighting to get some wins, but he finds himself in the Musubi no Ichiban today. And as we all know from earlier in the tournament, if you were watching the coverage, you can get some fat stacks of envelopes, right, of sponsor money if you win one of those matches, even though it really isn't that important for Wakamoto Haru. It's a huge bonus if you beat an Ozeki in the final match of the day. All right.
If he doesn't attack, he must at least defend well. In other words,
all right, I'm going to fast forward now because I can go right here on the old DVR to the match. And let's see how Abi does against Shonana Umi, or vice versa, really. Because Abi's been dominant in their other 2 meetings.
Day 12, involving our leader in the race for the Emperor's Cup.
Here we go. I know this is exciting, right? I wish I could show you the match.
There's the extension by Abi. Now he gets inside briefly, tries a Kataskashi, does Shonana Umi. And no control. Abi kept his focus.
And he sent him at least three people deep into the stands. So Shonana Umi loses here on day 12, and that's a big loss. So that really changes the complexion of the leaderboard, because he now has 3 losses, so there's nobody all alone on top. It also changes what we like to start talking about right now in a tournament. What's the winning record going to be? So obviously the best somebody can do at this point is 12-3. which is not even that great. But they really don't want it to be an 11-4 Yusho, which it's looking likely it could be. But so one of these guys that's now on the leaderboard, Onosato, possibly Kotozakura if he wins. Shonana Umi is still on that leaderboard. Will one of them be able to win their next 3 matches in a row and go to 12-3 for the tournament? So we have to see. So Abi improves to 8-4. That was his Kachikoshi. So extra motivation there for him to get the win. And Shonana Umi now is 9-3. Onosato, who I mentioned, the Komusubi, did win his match today. He is 9-3. So he's on that smaller leaderboard now. And he beat Takata Fuji. Now, Takata Fuji also only had 3 losses when they went into that match, but was no match for Onosato, to be honest. He railroaded him right out. And Takata Fuji now 8-4. So still doing well, after he came back from Juryo, and could still finish with double-digit wins if he wins a couple more. So we'll just have to see. Daisho, who was looking like he was really going to maybe take the whole thing, lost again today to Meisei, a Maegashira 5. For Meisei, that was his Kachikoshi, but for Daisho, he's now 8-4. So he was on that 3-loss leaderboard, and now he is 1 behind the pace at Maegashira 1. But he's looking to get promoted back up to Komusubi, because we have an open Komusubi slot with Asanoyama pulling out of the tournament, if you remember that. Tommy Fuji got a 5th win to hold off on Makekoshi. He's now 5-7. He beat Oho, and unfortunately for Oho, that today was his Makekoshi. He's now 4-8. Hirada Umi looking strong at M2, got another win to go to 6-6, and he beat Gonoyama. All right, on the dohyo now, what I'm seeing is Mitakeumi, the Maegashira 7, the former Ozeki, taking on Hoshoru, the current Ozeki. Hoshoru has 7 wins and 4 losses, and Mitakeumi has 8 wins and 3 losses. So Mitakeumi is on that 3-loss leaderboard, so this is another important match, right? If Mitakeumi wins, he stays in the hunt for the cup and is tied for the lead. And Hoshoru, this would be his Kachikoshi, but he obviously is, not. I don't think he's worried about that. So we'll have to see if he can do better than that, as it were. I get the head-to-head when I watch NHK. So they fought each other 9 times. Not a lot in the past year because Mitakeumi has been further down the Banzuke. But they fought each other about 4 or 5 basho ago, and Hoshoru won. Hoshoru also leads their head-to-head 6-3. So he's definitely been dominant over Mitakeumi in their previous meetings. So you would expect this to go the way of the Ozeki, but you never know. Mitakeumi's looked decent this tournament. Certainly better. He's doing better than the other former Ozeki down there, Shodai, who lost again today, and we'll get to that in a minute. All right, they're going to throw salt at least one more time, so let me continue the winners and losers from today. Takayasu. What can we say about Takayasu coming back from injury? Another win today. He beat Tobizaru in convincing fashion. The Maegashira 3 is now at basically 6-6. 6 wins, 1 loss, 5 absences. So, that really means 6-6. So he can still get Kachikoshi. He's got 3 days left. He's got to win twice, right? He beat Tobizaru, who got Makekoshi. He's now 4-8. Ura, I know a lot of you were really rooting for Ura at the beginning, thinking he might do it. He just has kind of collapsed. He's now 6-6. He lost again today to Koto Shoho. Koto Shoho, that was his Kachikoshi. The Maegashira 8 is now 8-4. Onosho got a win over Takanosho. Kim Bozan went to 7-5 by beating Midori Fuji. The rookie, Toki Hayate, got a win, holding off on Makekoshi. He's now 5-7. He beat Nishikigi. Oshoma, the rookie, down at Maegashira 14, got a win. So he's 9-3. He maintains his spot in the leaderboard. Could we have another rookie, first-time person in the top division like we did in March with Takeru Fuji win the tournament. It's possible. He's tied for the lead right now. He beat Shodai. So he had a formidable opponent in the former Ozeki Oshoma, and he got the win. So he could be brought up to fight like Abi or Daisho, all the way from Maigashiro 14 at the weekend. I can tell you the rundown in a minute of who's fighting who on day 13, Friday tomorrow. Tamawashi, yay, got a win. He was on my team. He's now 5-7. He beat Tomokaze, who's definitely going down to Juryo. He's at M16 with a 2-10 record right now. All right, let me turn on some commentary, I think. Mitakeumi and Hoshoru's about to go off, I think.
Even though he won with authority yesterday, Mitakeumi, he was limping and he walking on one foot kind of straight after the win. But it was a big
Oh, no. They're going to throw salt one more time. Let me fast forward. The nice thing about listening to the NHK, or listening to Murray and some of the guys, Ross, and is, they give updates in English on, condition. Like I found out the reason Tamawashi has been struggling is he's got hurt ankles, and they mention little tidbits like that, so you pick up on stuff when you can watch the English language broadcast. All right, here we go. Second to last match, day 12. Mitakeumi on your right, Hoshoru on your left.
Of desperation in desperate times.
That's quiet at Kokugikan right now. They're ready for this match.
Big hit inside, briefly left hand by Mitakeumi, but solid Yorikiri win.
Just no problem. Yesterday's match, everybody, you guys were all telling me to go watch it. I got to see it as a replay today. At the very beginning of the broadcast, they replayed some of the big matches from yesterday. And yeah, that was a fantastic throw. Shitate Nage by Hoshoru yesterday to win his match. Down in Juryo, I watched a little bit of Juryo. Wakataka Kage won, Endo won, and the rookie won, Onokatsu. So it's a three-way tie down in Juryo. All of those guys have only one loss. But Endo pulled the Henka of all Henkas today to win his match. It was bad. I'm not a fan of the Henka. So I don't know if you're interested in Juryo, but Wakataka Kage looks solid. So it'll be fun to see if he fights Endo again in a playoff on Senshiraku. All right, so with that, Hoshoru now 8-4, so it's not on the leaderboard, but one off the pace. And he gives Mitakeumi a fourth loss. So both men are at 8-4, both men in that second tier leaderboard, if you will. Okay, we have one match to go, and as we get ready for it, let me just finish my update here. So Oshoma, the rookie, Tamawashi, I say, got a win. Hokuto Fuji went to 6-6 by beating Tsurugisho. Sadanoumi 7-5, so one away from Kachikoshi. He beat Chiranoumi, who's also now 7-5. Roga, the Maigashira 15, and he needs these wins. Got a fifth win, so he's now 5-7. And he beat Nishiki Fuji, giving him a Makekoshi. He's now 4-8. And Ryuden lost to Ichi Yamamoto in the first match of the day. Ichi Yamamoto now 6-6. Ryuden was going for his Kachikoshi, but we'll have to wait. He's now 7-5. Okay, let me tell you some of the matchups tomorrow. Day 13. Hi. Okay, let's see some of the big names here. Takada Fuji now, they brought him all the way up, and he fought like an upper rank guy, and now they're taking him all the way back down. He's going to fight in the first half against Kim Bozan tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking. Most of these guys, it's Takayasu has Hiradaumi. They're both 6-6, so that's an interesting one. Mitakeumi, who just lost to the Ozeki, has Daisho, and they're both 8-4. Tommy Fuji has Onosho. They're both 5-7, so one of those guys is going to lose and get a Makekoshi tomorrow on Friday. Ura at 6-6 has Onosato, so that's a fun matchup. And of course, Onosato on the leaderboard. Abi has Meisei. They're both 8-4. Wakamoto Haru has Oshoma. Okay, so they're bringing up Oshoma, Maigashiro 14 to fight a Sekewake. Although, Sekewake, who's up on the dohyo now, if he wins, he'll be at 4-8, basically, if you want to add his absences to his losses. If he loses, he'll be basically at 3-9. And then Kotozakura, who's on the dohyo now, getting ready to fight, and we have to see if he maintains his spot on the top of the leaderboard. He fights Shonano Umi, so if he does win, it'll be a 9-3 against a 9-3. One of those guys will get taken off the leaderboard, so that's a huge match. Now, so what I'll probably do tomorrow, guys, is I'll tape that match like I normally have and put it up as a members-only video just to see if Abema attacks it. Or Abema. I don't know why. I just got used to saying Abema. The head-to-head here. Wakataka Kage versus Kotozakura. They fought each other 10 times, and it's almost even. Kotozakura has won 6, Wakataka Kage has won 4, and of their past 2 meetings, they each won once. So, pretty even between these two guys, but, Wakataka Kage coming back from injury, you gotta think it's going to be the Ozeki in this one. But you never know. So that's a big match. So I'll probably tape that match, like I said, put it up for members only and see what happens to it, because I can't afford one more strike and be okay. The final match of the day tomorrow is Hoshoru versus Midori Fuji. The Maegashira 6 is 5-7, so he needs this win tomorrow against an Ozeki, poor guy, to keep from getting a Makekoshi. Hoshoru, of course, trying to stay in the hunt for the cup, because he is just one off the pace. But, at 8-4, the best he could do would be 11-4. So that's why I think people are worried that the Yusho is going to be won with one of the lower scores that usually wins the Yusho, an 11-4 record as opposed to a 12-3 record. But you never know. You never know. All right, let's go here. And getting ready for this match. I'm going to fast forward, guys. So Endo, Wakataka Kage, and Onokatsu, as I already mentioned, all 11-1 down in Juryo, going into the final 3 days. So nice contest going on down in the second tier division. And let's see the final match of the day here. See what Murray has to say. I think Kotozakura will probably get this, but you never know. I still think he probably will win the Yusho. All right, here we go.
It's a washy battle. Wakamoto Haru on the attack, and he wins. They both go down at the same time.
Whoa.
This is going to be very interesting. Wakamoto Haru lost his balance the same time he unleashes the throw. Dropped to his knee when he looked like he was about to win easily, but pressure from the left by Kotozakura resulted in him losing his balance. Oh. Who goes first?
Oh.
The left.
Did you guys see this match? So Wakataka Kage totally pulls the throw and has Kotozakura going down, but he's also kind of going with him, Wakataka Kage, and his knee hits the clay. They slow it down for replays milliseconds before Kotozakura's arm hits the clay. So they might give it to Kotozakura just by strict, who touched down first. They're showing a replay now. Oh, but man, he was totally in control and just couldn't stay on his feet. Or I think the fair thing would be a replay, a Tori Naoshi, a redo. But we'll obviously hear from the judges. Where did the Gyoji point?
In that slow-mo replay, Wakamoto Haru goes down first.
Okay, there you go.
Is there enough in that split second to suggest that it's not a rematch? The judges are on the dohyo talking it over, one with an earpiece, being told what he sees. He doesn't tell them who won. The Oyakata up in the booth.
Okay, they're about to give their judgment.
The chief judge, Kumigawa, what he sees.
Unfortunately for Wakataka Kage, I think this is going to go the way of the Ozeki. They're not going to give him a replay.
Kotozakura. 両者の体が落ちるのは同時ではないかと思います。協議した結果、若元春の膝がつくのが早く、軍配通り went down first with a knee. So Kotazakura is the winner in a tight one.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Alrighty, guys. So that means let me pull it up here. The 4 guys tied for the lead now are Kotozakura, Onosato, Shonanaumi at M10, and Oshoma at M14. So those are the 4 guys who all have only 3 losses. So one of those guys could go 12-3. That's what you hope to win the Yusho. And some big matches tomorrow to decide between them. So let's go again to the day 13 matchups. And Hoshoru Midori Fuji, final match of the day, doesn't really have any implications, sorry. Although Hoshoru wants to win to stay in the hunt. The big one is Shonanaumi versus Kotozakura. Both guys 9-3 now, we know, and so whoever wins that stays on the leaderboard. The other guy goes into the 1-loss group, and Oshoma fighting Wakamoto Haru to stay on the leaderboard. And then a little bit earlier than that, Ura versus Onosato. So in those final 5 matches of the day, you get all the big leaders who are 9-3. Okay, that's going to do it today. Thank you so much for all the support and watching these updates and hanging in with me as we figure out what's going to happen with the channel. And I'll have some stuff for you tomorrow on Friday, and then hopefully something on Saturday and Sunday that's a little bit maybe more interesting than this. But we'll just have to see how we go. Okay, I'm off to bed. It's late here, and I will see you tomorrow for day 13. Take care. Peace.